Hey, hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, wherever in the world you are. I want to welcome you to day 3 of our training. We have so far conquered persistence versus procrastination. Yesterday, we were talking all about attitude. Today, we are going to go after the monster of fear, and we're going to talk about its polar opposite, which is faith. And so we're going to dig into that today. How is everybody doing? Whether you're watching this live or on replay, please pop in and let me know where you're from. And if you have any questions at all throughout any of these trainings, you can write them in the comments. Also, you could private message them to me because on Friday we're going to have a big Q&A day. So any questions that you have that need a larger explanation, we're going to do that on Friday. Also, tomorrow you're going to want to be here live. I have a special limited time offer for those of you who are here live tomorrow, and we are going to talk about that then, but not right now. So today we are going to dig into faith versus fear. I have a quote I want to start with on this. The quote is from Dr. Sean Marlar, and to have the things that you've never had, you must do the things you've never done. By now, if you've watched the other 2 videos, you might agree with me that our mindset and how we think of things controls our results. And when we look at our results, where our life is, our income, all of that thing, our results are controlled by our inner dialogue. So our inside is reflected on our outside, and vice versa. And yesterday, if you're wondering how you turn that around, we did that yesterday. I'm not going to go over that with you again today. We're going to move forward. If you have a pen and paper today, that will be great. I am going to give you some questions to ponder, questions to think about. You don't have to answer them here in the comments, but I do want you to think about them and consider them, and they will help you to see where you are on the faith versus fear meter. So I want you to think about right now doubt, fear, worry. Far too many of us experience these things. Far too many. I still do. But when you're looking for them and you know where they come from and how to address them properly, you can get past them. Fear gets us driving backwards. We can never ever do anything of consequence in our lives if we are fearful. Let's look at childhood. When you're younger, you watch a scary movie, or you think about there's some unknown, unseen creature under your bed or in your closet. You run for comfort. You run for mom and dad. You hide under your blankets. Whatever that was for you, you went to a place of comfort. As adults, that is habitual. It is a behavior, and you might not even think you do it, but we do it on a way grander scale, and it's affecting our movement forward. We are talking here this week all about forward momentum, moving forward, getting out of our own way. So the fear is stopping us, and we all are or have, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. Remember this guy from yesterday? We're going to go back to him and have another little conversation around our mind and body and how that all comes together. So I want you to consider that. Where in your life does fear show up? Think about that right now. Maybe your first question to write down, your fear. Where does it show up in your life? What are your fears as an adult? And I am coming to you from a place of going towards your goal, that goal that we came up with the last couple of days in your assignment, because you did your homework, right? Absolutely. I want you to think about, in regards to moving forward to your fear, when you think about making $1 million a year, when you think about whatever your goal is, your mortgage paid off, starting your own company, going for a manager position where you are right now. What is the negative self-talk? What is the fear that shows up for you? I want you to write it down, get it out of your head, and get it on paper. And take a look at it and see what kind of foundation there is surrounding that. The thing with faith and fear that they have in common, they are both invisible. They are both belief in a thing that is not tangible, a thing you can't see. And fear drives us towards, of course, the negative energy and the negative side. Remember yesterday we had the negative side on here, right? So we have, everything has the law of polarity. Everything has a positive and a negative. So we have our negative and we have our positive. On the negative, of course, is our worry, our doubt. Okay, so we're going to call it worry. Whatever that shows up for you, worry is the thought. That's coming through your five senses. We talked about those yesterday as well. Your sight, your smell, your hearing, your taste, and your touch. Our five senses. Around that and around our behaviors and beliefs and things that have happened to us in the past, up here in our thinking mind, in our conscious mind, we are thinking and remembering, oh yeah, when I tried to succeed, this happened. Or when I tried to go for a promotion, this happened. And that all starts that conversation going. What happens with the worry? The worry is the thought, the emotion that's in your subconscious, right? So here's our thinking mind. We can think in here. In our subconscious mind, this is where our habits and behaviors are. This is our feelings. When you're thinking about something, you press emotion on it, it becomes a feeling. As soon as you think and accept something, it becomes a feeling in your subconscious mind. The feeling associated with worry, fear. Your fear is here. And my pen is dying. So fear, worry, the thought of worry, the constant thinking of worry becomes an emotion. We get emotionally involved in the idea. We start thinking about, oh, how awful, and oh my gosh, this is never going to happen, and holy smokes, I can't do this, and where's that going to come from, and blah, 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 blah. Fear sets in. The physical, when we talk about our feelings, our body is an instrument of our mind. So when we get that feeling of fear, that feeling of dread in our bodies, that fear becomes anxiety. And what happens when you have anxiety? When you have anxiety, your palms get sweaty, your heart starts racing, all of that stuff happens, and then you start thinking, oh, I'm having a panic attack, holy smokes, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, da 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 da, I gotta get out of here, I need to get away from whatever that situation is. Here's the thing, I know of this because I've been there. I want to tell you guys, and I don't share this very often, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud on the internet, but you gotta know, I used to be paralyzed by anxiety. I used to have 10 anxiety attacks a day, plus I never left my home. So when I'm talking to you about these, I am absolutely coming from a place of knowledge. So when I'm telling you that this happens, yes, it does happen. We labeled that worry, we got involved in it, we created this fear in our mind. And what is that fear? If you are writing down your notes, what are you fearful of? That fear that you're worried about is more often than not the fear of something in the future that hasn't even happened yet. You are worried about something that may or may not even happen. You're worried about what that person's going to say, what that person's going to think. We do that with our family. We'll do that with our coworkers, and we worry about what other people think of us. That is huge, by the way. That is a really big stopper of forward momentum, is worrying about what other people think. The secret to that is it's none of your business what people think of you. That's liberating if you think about it, if you chew on it for a while. What other people think of you is none of your business. That is their opinion, And probably if you look at the person that is telling you those things, what are their external circumstances? Because you now know that their external circumstances are a reflection of their inside world. So if people aren't in a place in their life where you're headed to or where you want to be, don't take their advice. Don't do it. Not even for a nanosecond, because why would they be giving you advice and why would you be taking it? So only take the advice of people that are where you're headed. So anyway, that was a sidebar. So this is the process. The other side of it, on the positive side of it, over here we have when you know about something, when you actually have the hard, cold facts, when you've studied, you have knowledge. That knowledge is power. You ever hear that? Knowledge is power? True thing. That knowledge, that gives you the feeling of, faith. When you know with every fiber of your being about your strength and your belief in yourself, you know that you can do it. When you believe in yourself, you will absolutely have faith that whatever that is going to come out on your side. You are going to walk in faith. You're going to be in a beautiful place. And you know what happens down here? Instead of anxiety, you are in a place of well-being. And you know what I discovered through my little anxiety thing that I told you guys about earlier is that well-being, when you are in a really super high vibration and you are really excited about something, you know what happens? Your heart races and your hands get sweaty, just like here. But this is a good feeling. This is a happy feeling. What if you chose to always feel good? What if, when you're heading down this road, you think, what is happening right now that I could maybe be excited about? Turn it around. Get the knowledge, get the faith, get into a place of well-being. This is the premise for faith over fear. This is why we fail and succeed. When you get to that fear spot, my mentor Bob Proctor calls it the terror barrier. When you are going towards your goal and you've been in you're over here, so bear with me. We're going to call this your comfort zone. This is your life where you are before you decided that you need something more and something better and to expand your life, to break out of the mundane, the treadmill, the rat race, and move forward. You were in a perceived place of comfort. You've decided to move forward. You got to a place of discomfort even here. You're not happy there anymore. You want to move forward. You get to a place where you're on the verge. You now have to decide, are you going to quit your job and go for it? Are you going to hand in your resignation? Are you going to go back to school? You have the application for school in your hand. Are you going to turn it in? Are you going to buy that big, beautiful house you've always wanted? Most people, when they sign their first mortgage, they hit this thing, this terror barrier. We hit it a lot. But what you maybe don't know is, oh, and I don't have my cloth, is right on the other side of here, this terror barrier wall. Over here is freedom. If you have the knowledge, if you have the faith, if you're in a good vibration and you go, yeah, I can do this, I want to do this, I'm going to go for it, you will get through that. You are so close to that goal at that point. You push through it, you're going to get to freedom. The people that are in fear, worry, anxiety, when these people hit this wall, you know what they do? This is what they do. They go back to comfort. They go back to under their blanket. They go back to perceived comfort. When you are getting close to your goal and you're digging into it and you're getting there, and all of a sudden you're like, no, I can't quit my job. I got to pay my bills. No, I can't. No, I can't. You are operating from here. You're going to go back to comfort. You're not going through. When you have the knowledge, when you have all of the good things on your side, you will get through that freedom every time. Now, when I get to the fear, when I get scared, I get excited because I know I'm that close to all the money. And then what happens when you get to freedom? You're there for a little bit. That becomes your comfort. Starts all over again. Then you go for something bigger. That is faith over fear. When you understand these things, then you can absolutely move forward better. You can get to a place where you just keep moving and moving and moving. Bob Proctor's said many times he looks for that. He looks for that wall. I do too, because that means I'm closer. There is a story, I don't know it exactly, so I'll paraphrase it, but there was a gold mining company, had a gold, what do you call it, a stake, whatever they call that, and they are mining, they're digging, they're in their gold mining tunnel, and they're going after and digging and digging and digging, and they're getting broke, and they're just like, there is no gold here. These people sold me a dead gold shaft. There's nothing here. They sold it for pennies on the dollar, got rid of it. A new company came in, took over, had a geologist go in and do the looking at it, and they were like 2 feet from the gold. That other company, if they'd have just kept persevering, if they had the persistence, and if they had the drive and the faith, and if they would have thought differently and found the knowledge, they would have had that vein of gold. But they didn't. They started going here, and they went back to safety, and they gave up. So something to think about when you're at a place of fear and you just feel like you can't go on anymore. That is the place where you are about to break free and break into amazingness. Think about when you think about breaking through the terror barrier or the fear wall, think about if you've ever ridden on a roller coaster. When you get in the lineup to go into a roller coaster, a lot of people I've talked to have the same experience as me, in that they get fearful. They're like sitting there and they're looking and they're thinking, oh my God, oh holy smokes, that thing's rocking, and oh look at those bolts are loose, and you start perceiving all these things that are going to go wrong while you're in the lineup, right? But you get to the front, you get into your seat, you're not going to bail because you don't want to look silly. So what happens? You go on the roller coaster ride, you get off, and you go, yeah, let's do that again, right? That's that freedom. That can be summed up right here. That idea of that fear, and then once you come through it, you're so excited that you did. So I promise you, if you do this work, you will absolutely break through to there, but you gotta do the work. If you are ever coming from fear, if fear and worry ever kick in, if you ever think, oh my gosh, I'm having some anxiety, then take a look at these things, because that could be absolutely where you're coming from. Absolutely. I have a little reading I want to do for you guys. This is a writing from Dr. Robert Russell. The article that I'm looking at is God Works Through Faith. No matter who you are, this is not a religious piece, I promise you. That I want to just read about your faith in yourself, your faith in your goal, your faith in your ability. You will get results. The man of little faith gets small results. A man of big faith gets big results. Ways to strengthen your faith. Be expectant. Expect your goal. Expect it. That's why we do that goal writing. We write it out over and over and over again. We need to expect it to happen. We need to have that faith in ourselves. Keep your ambition and aspirations high. You need patience and perseverance, also known as persistence. Keep your imagination centered on what you want. So meditate on it, keep thinking about it. I tell my clients every night as they're drifting off to sleep, walk through that house, be driving that sports car, be walking around your private island, whatever that looks like for you. Keep that firm in your imagination. When you're thinking about that, every time you go to that happy place, you're going to get the positive feelings and vibrations. That cycle starts. So really, really important. And be positive, of course. Always come from the positive side of everything you ever do. Okay? Convince your mind that what you seek is already here. When we talked about writing down your goals, we talked about writing them down in the present tense. Writing them down as if you already have them. So so this material has been around forever. It's been around for many, many, many years, like hundreds of years. So this isn't something new. Like I said yesterday, I didn't make this stuff up. This stuff comes from my material, and my coaching program actually comes from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. And that is got so much research and history into it, and it's been proven over and over again. So so this stuff it's real, it works. I promise you that. I've done it myself. When we're talking about the people, the naysayers, I just want to touch on that for a little bit, that I want you to consider who you're hanging out with. Consider who you're talking to about what you're doing. Don't talk about your dreams, your goals, your big, huge aha moments that hopefully you've had while you're doing your goal writing this week. Don't talk about it to people that you know are going to be negative about it. Keep your cards close to you. Keep them close. Only talk about your dreams and goals to people you know will lift you up. Get advice from people who are where you are headed. Don't take advice from somebody that hasn't been there. And don't wait for your opportunity to see if somebody else will do it and if somebody else will succeed. An example is a diet program. If you were ever to research a diet program, you would probably ask around. Ask people, right? Did you do this? Did it work? How did this work? You'd search on the internet. Did this work? Did it work for them? That is not a good thing to do, because they aren't you. If you are going to do something, just do it. When you have faith, when you believe in yourself, when you have a good attitude about yourself, you don't have to ask permission. Don't ask permission to live your life. Go live it. Yeah, do some research, but find out if it's for you. Don't find out if it was for the other however many people. And here's the thing about the internet that I've discovered. The people on the internet that I read their reviews on stuff, people only write reviews most of the time when they've had not good results. How many people have had good results that didn't write about it, right? So always keep these things in mind. Make your own decisions. Decide what is best for you. And just go for it. Absolutely go for it. There is growth in everything we do that we don't know how to do, but we go for it anyways. So definitely, definitely, definitely do that. Let me see. I want you to consider being courageous. Consider being bold. Consider what if you say yes. Consider if you go for it. What does that look like? When you hit fear and worry, write them down, look at them for what they are. Are you afraid of something that hasn't even happened? You can't control what happened. Is there a conversation coming up with somebody that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared, I don't want to go to this meeting, blah, blah, blah. If you go in there already scared and thinking of a negative outcome, you're going to have a negative outcome, because you are going in there with bad energy. Always approach everything from the positive side. Always have faith. Choose faith every time. If you are going through any of these now or in the future, when you're writing down your goals and you're hearing yourself saying, I can't do that, I don't think I can do that, you need to hit send and send me a message. We need to talk. I seriously want to help you guys through this. So send me messages. I will talk to you about it. Private message me, and let's get you continuing on your way forward. It's all about forward momentum, not being stuck, not being on the treadmill, getting out of the rat race. I know you can do this. All right, tomorrow we are going to talk about making decisions. Touched on it a bit today, but we're going to go forward and deeper into it tomorrow. So be here tomorrow. Let's do that. You guys have an amazing rest of your day. Go out there and turn your fears into faith and drop me a note. Let me know how it's going. Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you again tomorrow right here, 4 p.m. Pacific time, for talking about decisions. Bye for now.